Okay, in this video I'm going to demonstrate how to add and subtract two different matrices together, and I'm also going to show how to multiply by a constant or a scale factor. So the first two sets I am multiplying two by three matrix, or I'm adding two by three matrix. So when you do these, you just want to put the corresponding parts together. So in this problem, the 2 and the negative 3 to go together, the 1 and the 1 go together, the negative 1 and the 2 go together. So you're going to add those guys. So when I add 2 and negative 3, I get negative 1. If I add 1 and 1, I get 2. I add negative 1 and 2, and I get 1. I go to the underneath part. Negative 3 plus negative 3 is 0. 2 plus negative 2 is also 0. And then I go 5 plus negative 5 is also 0. So that's kind of a weird matrix. And that would be my final answer. So the second row, I have all zeros in for some reason because, let me correct that. What did I make a mistake with? Negative 3 plus negative 3 is not 0, but it is negative 6. Sorry about that. So there's one mistake. So they should all be opposites. That's what made me realize I made a mistake there. All right, so the second set, again, these guys are usually on here. Okay, so I'm going to add, now I have a 3 by 3 matrix. So I'm going to add 3 and negative 2, and that is 1. 2 and 6 is 8. 1 and negative 2 is negative 1. Okay, second row. Negative 2 and 5 is 3. 3 and 7 is 10. Negative 3 and 1 is negative 2. Third row, negative 4 and negative 4 is negative 8. Negative 2 and negative 6 is negative 8. Negative 1 and 7 is 6. They were trying to trick me into saying those are all the same. And that would be how I would do those. All right, so the next one I'm going to subtract them. So I got to make sure I subtract everything. So I do negative 3. Okay, and so negative 3 minus 3 is negative 6. 2 minus 3 is really 2 plus 3, so that would be 5. Negative 2 minus 2 is really negative 2 plus 2, so that's going to be 0. Okay, then I go negative 1 minus 2, which is really negative 1 plus 2, which is a 1. 4 minus 5 would be minus 1. And then negative 5 minus 5 is negative 5 plus 5, which is a 0 in the last column. So that's how I would go about subtracting them. So just be careful that you subtract each of the terms correctly. All right, and the next one, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply the constant, and all I do is multiply that constant by each of the terms. So I do 5. So I'm going to go 5 times negative 4. Then I'm going to go 5 times 2. And then I'm going to go 5 times 5. And in the end, I'm going to have a 2 by 3 matrix to finish it with. So 5 times negative 4 is negative 20. 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 5 is 25. All right, second column. 5 times 3 is 15. Or second row. 5 times negative 1 is negative 5. And 5 times 8 is 40. And that is it. So these each were multiplied by each of these, and then I went here and did the same thing. And that's all I have to do. That's all I do is I write it in, and now it's in matrix form. So I added, subtracted, and multiplied. We did not multiply a matrix and a matrix. That will come next.